the type of football that we're looking to play, it looks like at the moment that Liam is quite similar to Enzo Maresca as far as wants to build from the back and stuff like that. But I think one of the reasons why Chelsea fans weren't kicking off left, right and centre about Enzo Maresca is the type of football that was being played at Stamford Bridge. It classed as boring, slow, recycle, like passes between the back all the time. Do we need to have an element to reconnect the fans at Stamford Bridge where there has been a disconnect? Do we need to have an element of a bit more excitement at Stamford Bridge?
Just stick a camera on Jason Cunliffe, to be honest with you. I mean, how many microphones have gone through this?
No,
I'd be intrigued, like, to see that because.
But on that, how much do you think that is? If I managed against Chelsea, I know exactly how I would set my team up. It'd be something like a 4-5-1. 5-4-1, sorry. That's how I would set up, right? And I just wonder whether that passing, and I've watched it, Joe, and you and I have done the comms on it, it's almost there, pass there. It's backwards, sideways, backwards.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether that tactically, that we never quite knew under Maresca how to get around that. And it's tough. It's hard. Sometimes you can, for 70 minutes, you know, you're up against this well-organised, well-drilled, well-disciplined side. I just wonder at times whether we could be a little bit more, but a bit more, certainly from their set pieces. And I felt we developed under that. I felt that Sanchez, come and get it, bowls the ball out. Barcelona, we would do that.
Different to Brentford at the start of the season.
And I just wonder whether that there's not like.
We went back in our ways against Bournemouth. Against Bournemouth, we lost all of that again.
I just feel, but I don't think these are huge.
Yeah.
You know, these don't take hours, in my opinion, on the training ground. I think this is an element of, and some teams do it really well, set piece, keeper gets it, or even recycle keeper gets it, bang, you go. We've got Neto, we've got Gittins,
we have done that a bit.
We have done that, we've done that more, but I just think that...
Did the Man City game not showcase that it's inherently in the squad as well? Because I thought several times Neto would be on the break, going down the wing, and then turn back and go back to the centre-back. Like, funny enough, a few of my mates, when we were watching it together, were saying, God, the amount of times Chelsea get down that wing and then just go back to the centre-back. And obviously, you know, I guess it is that Pep disciple where, you know, if you have the ball, you're never going to concede.
Is that what Liam Rosenior can do then? He can give that creative freedom to players a bit more. And Esteval's a prime example, right? You've got to be careful, you've got to manage his minutes. We understand that he's a young player.
We probably saw a better Palmer because of that.
Well,
under Poch, when Palmer didn't have maybe as much of a role, like
the shackles were off. Go and
we
play.
probably saw him better like that.
Is that what he should be doing? Because Cole Palmer's a very interesting topic, right? Because we saw his best football under Poch. Yeah. We haven't quite seen his best under Maresca. We've seen a little bit frustrated at times. We heard him in the Conference League final. So
early part Maresca got the best.
I just had a pop. But early part. But I think for Cole Palmer, certainly, he's someone that you don't want to build your football club around one player, but he's a special talent that we've sat here.
When you've got a maverick and you've got someone of that technical ability, and I think Esteval's got that as well. I do think he has got potential to be a generational talent. You do want to take the shackles off a bit. Like, you've got to let them enjoy it and let them feel like the game. And that doesn't mean that they negate like their defensive responsibilities, but when we have the ball, they've got to have freedom to go and pick up pockets all over the pitch rather than that pass goes to there, you then move to there, you then move to there. Because as much as that is maybe predictable football for us to watch as fans, it's just as predictable for the opposition. Hence why we maybe struggle to break some teams down. Like, I do think that it's an easy win for letting the shackles off come off a couple.
Isn't
of
that a football problem, not just a Chelsea problem?
Yeah.
I look across the Premier League now.
Yeah.
You know, where is the Gareth Bales? Where are the Eden Hazard? Where are Thierry Henry's? I don't think this is just a Chelsea. I think this is a modern style of football where they are so regimental in the build-up, and I thought Maresca was very much part of that. But that
was my point in going, why are we worried about whether they're building with a three at the back and all that? If you've got a team like that can get after the ball and press and go after it, sometimes you don't even have to have the perfect setup press to win the ball back. You force mistakes because of your energy. Same goes when you're attacking and you want to make some passes. Sometimes it doesn't. You don't have to do what the manager said to go to the right back, to then go into the midfield, to then go back, to then go to. You don't have to do that. Like, do you know what I mean? But there needs to be someone on the sideline that is open to players thinking and making decisions on the pitch.
Football's cyclical as well, right? Because 18 months ago, you wouldn't have dreamt of long throws and set pieces being the game changer. And, you know, people like Sam Allardyce were barked out of the game because they were told that you're not keeping up
I think this conversation is the reason of it. I think Pep, the reason there's long throws is because of Pep.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's got to lead so someone can chase, right?
So you've got to find a way. So if someone's keeping the ball and they're passing you to death, and it's when you do get a chance, and these smaller clubs, you know, get the ball in the box. How can we disrupt that? Well, if the ball's in the air and there's chaos, the teams who want the ball on the ground can't deal with it. I think Pep is in some ways has created this, and that's, I don't want to give him too much credit, but I think Arteta was the first to realise that. That's why set pieces become so important now, because these are moments in games, and when they get the ball, City, you might not see it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But then they recruit for that as well, though. You look at all the players that Arsenal have brought in.
Yeah,
they're all big and physical. Like, if you look at some of the ones that we've been bringing in, and if we're going to sit here and be honest, recruitment ain't been good enough. So whatever we say about what's going on at Chelsea Football Club at the minute, you can't be looking at a Cole Palmer and an Esteval going, oh yeah, what great signings they are, because for every 2 you've got of them, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of others that you go, well, where do they get in the team? Are they better than what we had before? Not quite sure they are.
So just fine on Enzo Maresca. Do we feel sorry for him because he's linked with a Man United job now?
I mean, feeling sorry for him. What am I meant to say there? I mean,
nobody wants a United job, mate. No one deserves that.
I couldn't care less what he does now. He's no part of my life. But look, I'll thank him. He came in. It's a tough gig managing Chelsea, and there's been so much change over the last 4 years since March of 22, when Roman was forced out, the sanctions, all of that. This football club has seen so much change from where we were to where we are now, and we're trying to find our way through. And there are so many obstacles. There's financial fair play. There's all sorts of things going on upstairs. Selling of the women's team, hotels. There's all of this that's going on. Managerial change, the complete restructuring of the squad. I mean, Reece James is the only one. You might be able to help me out here, that I can remember under Tuchel.
Yeah.
Maybe Sanchez.
Well, he's the only one from the Champions League final.
Champions League final, right? So you think about that. I was only 21, right? And so it's a tough. Do I feel sorry for Maresca? No. I thank him because, to win the Club World Cup, Joe's going to give no credit at all to the conference.
He don't mind that one.
No, he don't mind that one. Don't speak to Joe about the conference, all right? Right, and I'm with him on that, but he's still got to win it, because had we not won that, let me tell you, we'd have been ridiculed.
Oh, yeah.
Completely ridiculed.
Rightly so.
And rightly so. But we still won it, right? And... Just. But we can be the only team that's won the whole lot. And then that next summer we won the Club World Cup. It turned out to be a competition that you think it might be a bit of a kick about, but actually when you watch the games, it was anything but. They were fiercely competitive, and there was a huge prize at the end of it, over £100 million, right? We got our hands on it. I didn't think we'd go and win it, honestly, genuinely.
Especially the way we started it as well.
I just couldn't see us winning. But we did. So I think we need to say thank you, Maresca. Well done. Whatever's happened behind the scenes has happened. There's a new chapter for Chelsea's, to look back on in the future. So, Rosenior, good luck.